I pay attention to details. Life does not pass me by. I pay attention to a smile, a compliment, a kindness, a question, a comment, because I am observant of details. I understand that life directs me through details, and I will never miss a goal if I pay attention. Observation of and respect for details is a part of my success plan. My direction, correction, and possession are in the details. The diamonds in our lives are produced through time, heat, and pressure. But it's what we do with our experiences that determine our success or our continued challenges. I want to ask you some questions today, and hopefully you'll get a change in your perspective in your answers. What are you doing with your opportunities? What are you doing with your time? Did you realize that we have to be willing to do what we haven't done before in changing our perspectives in order to receive what we want and what we need in life? We have to be willing to do what's necessary to reach our goals, and sometimes we need help in doing that. Have you begun to utilize those things that you previously considered as negatives? Maybe in not evaluating challenges, you are actually self-sabotaging. I had an interaction with a young lady a few years ago, and she had been waiting and looking for her life's partner, some significant person in her life. And in being around her, I was able to notice that she was no longer aware of the details. She wasn't able to see if someone was positively looking at her. She skipped over all of those small details that would allow you to know that someone was interested. When we've waited for a particular outcome for an extended period of time, sometimes we become dull in recognizing what is situated right in front of us. You have to be able to look at and recognize the details in life in order to position yourself to have what you've always wanted. When we change our perspective, it allows us to see what we could not see before. It allows us to hold on to what we need and also to get rid of what's not needed. Every day in our life should cause us to grow in some way or another. Sometimes it's just learning what you don't want that allows you to be more open to what you do want. We have the ability to view our lives from different perspectives. The same experience viewed from a different perspective will give you a different outlook. We must see what we could not see. We've got to pay attention to those blind spots. If something is always coming in and taking you by surprise, is that really the reality, or is it that you are not paying attention to the details? If you consider the situations that you've been in, that you've come out of, that you have now, for the most part, mastered, you're looking, or you can look at yourself as a wounded healer, someone who is now turning around the situations of their lives and creating a message out of the mess that had once been your life. You have to look around you in order to form that change of perspective to turn the negative into the positive. I know that people listen to this podcast from all over the world, and I would effectively say that no matter where you are, no matter what level of life you're on, your life can be changed for the better. No matter what social structure has tried to hold you down, with your perseverance and utilizing details in your life, you will see that God's source, the Creator, is opening up for you an unlimited future if you will pay attention to the details. So I'm going to ask again, what are you doing with your opportunities? Don't tell me, Dr. Anita, I don't have any opportunities. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know, we can only blame other people and situations so long before we have to take responsibility for our role and what we're experiencing that's not what we want. And that again goes back to looking at details, paying attention. What was the facial expression that you saw on someone's face just before an incident occurred? Maybe something that you did not want to happen. Conversely, what did you see in someone's face or in their demeanor or in their nonverbal communication that allowed you to understand that you're going in the right direction? Paying attention to details is very, very important. If you are attempting to build your business, paying attention to details is everything. What makes you different? What makes you better? Are you comfortable with mediocre? Are you comfortable with being like everyone else? And if you are, that's fine. But what could you be and what could you accomplish if you paid more attention to details? You simply have to recognize an opportunity as it presents itself and then have the courage and determination to take that opportunity and use it for your benefit. What are you doing with your time? How much time are you complaining? How much time are you feeling sorry for yourself? How much time do you utilize with learning and growing? Do you feel that you're out of school and so there's no need for you to grow, that you know everything that there is to know? You could have been doing a job or running a business or in a relationship for many, many years, and it doesn't mean that you can't do that same thing better and easier once you pay attention to details. People are always providing feedback to you, but it's whether or not you're willing to look at that feedback to determine whether or not you could maximize this opportunity, you could do more with your time, and whether or not you are actually taking advantage of the new light coming in from a different perspective. Are you really willing to do what's necessary to reach your goal? If you cannot say yes, then I would say go back and again evaluate the opportunities. Pay attention to the time. What can you do to learn? How are you utilizing your past so that you can turn those negatives into positives? Are you paying attention so that you can see what you could not see before, so that you can hold on to those areas and aspects of your life that are essential to get you from where you are to where you want to go? And have you removed the negatives? Have you gotten away from those things that you already know are holding you back? Now, if becoming is a process, you've got to look at the process in your own life. Are you majoring on someone else's life? Are you so invested in looking at the other guy until you've not paid any attention to yourself? So I ask again, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your opportunities? Are you going to do what's necessary in order to reach your goals? Are you willing to do what you haven't done to change your own perspective? And in changing your perspective, is your life changing? I can hear you right now saying, Dr. Anita, I don't have the time. My life is packed. I don't have the time to do anything. And again, I want to challenge you. Yes, you do. Everyone has that moment of time when they get quiet, when they're getting ready to go to sleep, and you have a wonderful opportunity to review your day, to pay attention to maybe some things that you missed. Quieting yourself down, as we do in meditation, allows us to take in more information, to just be still and quiet and listen to what your inner voice is saying to you. Is that opportunity that you need to make more out of your life? If you have an intention to grow and you pray, you ask Source, you meditate, you put your intention out, whatever terminology you want to use, God, Creator, Source will show you exactly what you need to see in order to accomplish your own personal goal. Take the time to stop, maybe at bedtime, and evaluate your day. Think about the challenging interactions, or maybe just the positive interactions that you've had, and look at what is the consistent element that caused that positivity or the negativity to show up. Paying attention to these things will help you to grow in every area of your life. I've shared with you about my life and how my life changed. So what I'm talking to you about is not something that I read, it's something that I lived. My life was going in a direction that I was not happy with, that caused me a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. And I learned that the details of my life and changing small things changed everything. And I know that that works if you're willing to make a change. But you have to get to that place where it's no longer acceptable to live how you've been living. Who's around you? What are they speaking into your life? Are the negatives in your life being placed there by people who are around you? Is it something that you grew up thinking that's an antiquated idea that needs to go? And if it is, allow that to be relinquished so that you can receive what you want from your life. Do you need a mentor? Do you need someone to help you reach the places in your life that you haven't done so before? Visit my website. I'm available to mentor. I do mentoring on NoomVibe. I am opening a course on Udemy that will be coming soon. So look around for how to make it easier to achieve your own goals and the things that are important to you in life. Join me on NoomVibe. Join me on FanBase. Visit the website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. If you have not subscribed to the podcast channel that you're listening on, please do. It makes a big difference. If you have not purchased a Diamond Journey Journal by Dr. Anita McLaughlin, please get your copy today on Amazon.com. And with that, we will close out with this. The beauty of life is the ability to be an individual. Never forget, becoming is a process, and a process has stages. And I thank you for sticking with me.